and now they do it in agents. So yeah, we were thinking that Arbitrum is more active here, but we didn't have an experience working with that. And that's a great surprise for us. And yeah, for us, base solving the major problem is distribution. This is the first thing according to our agenda, the distribution dead end. Like we have a web 2 app, it's on a web, and we don't have iOS or Android application right now, or even the PC. So we wanted to do a cross platform, but in terms of distribution, that was really hard to to find an easy way here, and to find a way not only easy but also have some help with with attracting users, with traction, and so on, so on. So when we figure out that Base is gonna be doing the Base mini app, and we're just like, okay, why not to kind of do the Base mini app version for ourselves, and it's gonna be great. And eventually that helped us to do the product with over 35,000 daily active users on all platforms. And we have Basic Assistant flagship right now. We have the partnership. We did the collabs with Legends of Base. We're going to do some collabs. We already have a Glider collab, amazing tool. And we're going to do something with virtuals and Banker. We're going to be using the technologies to integrate it in our game. So basically, people are going to be facing the agents with virtuals, made with virtuals, and they're going to be able to actually type a message and buy something using Banker as an assistant, as your like crypto buddy who's going to buy low and it has sell high, or buy NFTs. So that's users for free. Basically, that's users for free, and Basic Assistant have a lot of users, not all of them gamified, but it's really depend on the traction. It's really depend on the product. It's really depend on how easy to start and what you'd actually need to do, and how hard the core gameplay and how hard to get the meta. So Clash of Coins is kind of simple product in terms of that. So we don't have a problem with the distribution, not only because we're simple, not only because we have a Base mini app as our retention and attraction engine, and it's very good to be a flagship, but also the game itself is fun and it's free to play. This is the best things, because still for the most people it's like, okay, I want to play to earn and I need to buy something to join the race. That's not our case. So that helped us a lot. We'll lower the barrier as much as possible. We reduce the friction as much as possible, and we still have a lot of things to do here. And we have the Base mini app, and we have the web version. So basically, people who play on a PCs, they able to play with the people who play on a mobile. So the next logical step for us is actually to make a mobile iOS and Android versions, because our Web3 part is completely optional. And this is also very important thing for the distribution, because if you're limited by one platform and you're not going to be able to, like, let's say, release the game on Android or iOS because of the legals or because of the technology, so you just can't support this, you're limiting yourself. That's a major issue, and it should be it shouldn't even exist. So you should be able to completely remove your Web3 part outside of the game, like in the web side where you're managing your inventory or something. So this will unlock your distribution channels as much as possible. And next thing is just to do some TikToks or maybe other materials that exist in the internet, because Base itself, it's massive ecosystem. Coinbase have a lot of users, but not all of them using Base mini app. Not all of them are players. So basically, I think we're not reaching the capacity in the ecosystem right now, but soon or later, we're gonna hit it. I think we have 6 up to 12 months. if things not going to be changing. So our job now is to actually attract the people to the base ecosystem. As ecosystem flagship, this is our job to do, and our product is perfectly fit for the adoption of normies to the crypto, because you don't need the wallet to play, you don't need to know about the crypto, you just need to start playing somehow, and you're done. That's why the mobile phones and iOS and Android is the next distribution point for us. So that's the first thing. Yeah, if you have any questions here. Okay. So and the benefits of the approach when you're not you're not aiming the iOS Android first, you basically can attract a lot of users with the small incentives. If you have a product that's fun to play and it's not focused on hey guys, play 24 hours, you get your Lambo. No, we're not selling this thing, and we're not completely play to earn, to be fair. So basically, we grow in our core community first, then we amplify on that. Then came the base mini app as the next logical step, and then it's going to be new platform, and then it's going to be like new users on the base driven by our incentives and our organic things, or driven by Coinbase ecosystem itself. It's really depend. And one of the next step that we're going to do is exactly the TikTok, because it's a nice organic grow. It's cheap, and it's the coverage of the TikTok for the Asian market is great, and we need to aim specifically there, because a lot of competitive players on this market. Which led us to the next topic, is the retention crisis. This is exactly the reason why we not play to earn, because what usually people expect from the Web3 game is like, okay, I'm going to play, I'm going to earn some money, and that's it. That's my new job. And maybe Sebastian, Mr. President, said it, or maybe someone else, I don't remember, but it's just a good catchphrase that if we need to pay people money to play our game, maybe the game itself not that good. That's a great thing. That's a great quote, and this is exactly the thing. If we're paying people to play the game, this is exactly what we're gonna do. And if we stop paying them, they stop playing. This is not the game dev industry. This is, I think it's like MMM thing or something. So this is exactly why we shifted, and we're still in the process of shifting from play turn to race turn or compete turn. What's the difference? With play turn, I'm just playing, and it doesn't matter how cool I am. I can just do some farms and earn tokens or I don't know, or stable coins, and which is toxic model by itself in core design, because I'm playing to earn, not to for fun itself. With race turn or compete turn is completely different thing. When you play in and compete with the best people, and basically you get your status as the best PvP player, like top 10 PvP player, or you just your guild is top 5 guild with the GVGs and everything. So basically you fight your way, you fight without people, and you're just one of the best. And then because of your status, we as a studio giving you the airdrops. That's a big difference, because they fighting not for the money, they fighting for the status. And for them, it's not toxicity, it's exactly the thing that the majority of people who prefer the competitive environment and a lot of PvP, that they prefer that. They won't fight for the status. They want to be the best, and for that, they want their rewards. This is exactly how Lineage 2 and Ragnarok Online was built, but this is one of the reasons why Lineage 2 still exists, because we have a lot of people who fight for the status, like best guild, strongest guild, we need the rewards from the castle and everything. And we have a market around those people, around this top 1,000 players, and the market is actually grinding the items to provide the items for this best players. Let's say I need like plus 20 sword. Okay, I need a lot of resources for that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the black market to save some time because I have money. That's exactly how it should be built. This is exactly how retention model going to work. This is exactly how people are going to be earning money. And this is exactly how we're building the game. Because right now you can play, but if you're not in top 1,000, you're not going to be able to get your airdrop. To be in a top 1,000, you need to hunt the virus. So to hunt the virus, you need a lot of time, you need cool equipment, and you need actually to create a group of 4 people and fight the virus. If you're not doing this every day, you're not going to be able to compete with the top 100, top 300, top 5, or top 1,000. That's what we have. And we're shifting to completely ranks and everything without the activity points, and we are moving this thing. So basically it's going to be, if you fight, you're the best, here's your drop. And it can be like that, and it works like that. But at the same time, the best part that we have in the Clash of Coins, we really don't have a meta. Like right now, in the current state of the game, the only meta we have is seasonal airdrops and people fighting for the leaderboards. The other layer that we just added like 3 months ago, it's NFTs. And basically, it's like item power level, where you can have the common NFT, it's like, let's say it's power 100, or rare NFT, and it's like item power 200. So basically, the better item you have, the stronger you are. You cannot enhance them or refine them or do anything with them right now. You can just have them, because that was, we provide them during the airdrops. We provide 20,000 items, and they grow in the price 3 times since December, because people holding them, we have more people and people actually trying to fight. And if you want to be the best, if you want to get an airdrop, you need these items. And why it's worked? Because we have a sandbox. And this is the best part for the retention. Because we have the environment that we don't need to control, because it's controlled by the players who play in the game, fighting each other, because the PvP is the core of the game. So basically what we did, we gave a space for the people who used to play in Lineage back in early 2000s, when they were like a schoolers, or there was in a university, they had a lot of time and they loved to compete, be in a top guilds. Now they have families, and they don't ready to spend hours during the day just to compete, just to be the best. And we provide for them casual gameplay. You don't need to learn a lot. It's easy. You just need to have a good tactic and a group, organize the activity. And you can spend up to 1 hour and enjoy as much as you just spending your 10 hours in Lineage too, because you get the same experience. You're actually doing the PvP with the real people who are trying to kill you, and you try to kill them, and you fight all the time for the control. It's infinite fight. And you're like, okay, I'm done for today. I get my points. I'm kind of okay. So we're not requiring people to live in the game in the same time. And this is the best thing that we have. The session result. Session is not limited. You decide how you limit this. It's got to be changed. But still, without meta, we exist because of the sandbox, because of the people fighting each other all the time. And this is the amplification of the fun game. And that's why even without a meta, we have lifetime almost 200 days, because people fight against people. Every case is unique. Every fight is unique. Every strategy is new. The items are new. Some people using different strategies. You playing on a different part of the globe. Let's say today you fight in Australia, tomorrow you fight on North America. It's completely different landscape, completely different strategies. And that's why we have a good retention, because people, they're not facing the same situation every day. And the retention loop here is holding on this thing. So just imagine we adding meta layer, the actual progression in the game, to this formula. And then we're doing the session that actually have a result provided by the game. For example, 4 times per day, we have a massive event for best best players to participate in. And they gonna do this. They're gonna play it. It's gonna be session gameplay. We already have a prototype in the game. So basically, This all driven by the desire of people to fight other people for benefits. And that's fun because they know that they compete with for the leaderboard. This means if I'm compete with you, I know your place in the leaderboard. You know my place in the leaderboard. So if I fight you, if I win this event, if I get the reward from this event, probably I'm gonna be higher than you, and probably I gotta get the better airdrop during the season end. So that's how it works. And let's say we're removing this completely, airdrop incentives. What we're gonna lose in terms of retention? We're going to lose 30% of what we have. The KPI, the retention, the lifetime, we're going to lose exactly that, 30%. Because sandbox formula is working. Like, I'm joining the game, I'm fighting the fight, all good. I'm here to have exactly this hardcore competitive gameplay. That's why it works. Because it's in the core, because everything built on top of it. That's why we don't have any issues with the retention. So yeah, it's exactly the thing. And with the profitability gap, like yeah, token emissions, risk to earn, and everything, that's great. But we have stable revenue with the consumables only. With building the market that's gonna have the social impact. Because earlier I was talking about Lineage2, the market, the black market. Okay, we're doing the same thing. How we doing this is gonna be live in April. We're doing it like the top players, top guilds, they compete for the seasonal airdrop. Okay, great. What are the people going to be doing? This is 2 layers for them. First layer is a regular tournaments. We have a prize pool in OWB. You buy your entry ticket. You can do the bet on yourself. This is exactly a risk to earn layer. And you can do this a few times per day. Tournaments is strictly limited with the time, so you can decide what you're going to do today, and you limit it. And of course, tournaments, the best people in the leaderboards according to tournaments, they also going to be participate. They also have chance to get an airdrop. So again, it's risk to earn and compete to earn. The second layer here is crafting layer. We're finishing this right now, and what's this going to be doing? People gonna play the game, collect the resources, and craft the item. So basically, you're exchanging your time on the item, and then you decide what you're gonna do with the item. If it's trash item, you can resell it for the $1, or you can dismantle it and use the resources to upgrade one of your best items, one of your favorite items, to resell them even higher. Or you get lucky and you craft the item with a good stats, good rarity, and you can resell it for the best item we have. It's 0.3 ETH, which is kind of a lot. And if you're lucky, you can get a couple of those every week. And nobody's guaranteeing that you're going to be able to do that, but it's still a lot of, you have a lucky shot here. And this is great because we have Diablo loot-like system, which means we have a frames for every stats. It's like 2 or 3 of them for every NFT, utility NFT that we have. And basically players trying to get the best item in the slot. And players who are doing this, they already get a lot from airdrops, and they have money to buy it on the market. So it's we're already building this loop where we have top players, they have demand of buying items, and we have the people who actually spending the time crafting NFTs. And this is exactly where we don't mind for the farms, for the bots, for other people who want to play unfair, because they're going to be able to craft the items, but they're not going to be able to participate in the competition for the airdrop because it's require real player, real power, real brains. That's it. That's the filter. But they still coexist with the normal players. And the tournament layer is exactly for the people who don't want to do like leaderboards, top, and that they just want to have something here and now. So here's your chance. If you have great items, or if you just have a great team, just join the tournament. All of it going to be live in April, and this is our cherry on top of the core gameplay that we have. This is going to be our meta, and we don't need to count on token here. we don't care about the token with experience like that and with the meta like that, because it's driven by the players. It's player-driven economy. That exactly the price for the items is dictated by the players' demand. That's great, and we just need to build the fundament for that. So great items is actually required for the people to get the best out of the game. And also one of the greatest thing that we have so far, we did it for the season 2. It's a programmable token. This is for the sustainability, for selling pressure. This is one of the best tools. And how it works, let's say some of the people doing the vesting, like here is the airdrop, and we unlocking the percent of airdrop for all people every month, and then we're doing this for the 6 months. Okay, so every month you have an astonishing selling pressure, and you don't want to do that. So how programmable token changing the thing? What we did, we locked the swap from programmable to liquid token to the 50 million FDV. So you're going to be able to swap only when the FDV hit 50 million. This is the first thing. Second thing, you can swap only 300 token per day. 300 tokens per day is like $3 now, I think, or 30, so around $30 per player. This alone reducing the selling pressure by 80%. And it's working every day. And why it's also good? Because it's improving the retention. Because people who have the programmable token, they want to exchange it to the liquid token. And if they have 30,000 of programmable token, which is like $3,000, you're not going to be, you need like a lot of days, like 100 days to actually manage to swap all of it. So what you're going to do, you're going to be returning to the game, participating in the new season, get your new points, and like, I'm already top 1,000 in the leaderboard. Why not to do it a little bit more today? So that's a loop. We keep people in the loop because they swapping the thing. They want to swap all of it, and they returning to the game, and they accidentally participating in a new season, and then it just loop repeated itself again. So yeah, that's a great thing that that we decided to do, and it's worked perfectly. It's amazing. And also with the mini app waves and the base ecosystem and the base mini app, it's very UX friendly. And the best thing that you can do for the mini app is a few of them. For the start is collabs with the great products. It's always good. They love it. And if you have a simple collab, everyone is benefit. Second thing, we have direct links to your mini app, to your base mini app. And if you're doing any promotion outside of the base or in the base ecosystem, you need to use your direct link to the base mini app. Because right now, the only issue that base have, even if you like own a first product in the gaming category, it's really hard to find the games category. So if you're not seen when the app is launched, nobody gonna see you. That's the thing. They're working on that, they're improving it, but basically for any promo campaign that you're doing, you just need to have a direct link on your base mini app. And how rankings and everything works, so far as I know, it's amount transaction per day, it's amount of unique users doing the transaction per day, it's amount of users, and its volume of the transactions. That's how leaderboard works in the base mini app. And yeah, some players on the leaderboard stable and growing like we do, and a couple other products. Some people just doing the push to trying to figure out what actually you get. Right now, in terms of traffic, that's not helping because we gamify, and again, it's hard to find the game category in the base mini app. But in terms of validation, that's the best part, because it's opened a lot of doors. If you're on the leaderboard and if you have flagship, especially flagship, it's helped a lot with the token, with the narratives, with market validation. This is exactly the thing, and that's why It's better to be a flagship in a cool ecosystem with a few good products than just be a flagship somewhere else. So we have the status because of this, because we know a few things about algorithm, because we're using the direct links, we're also doing the spindle. But still, the main thing that we're doing and that's helping us to be to stay in the leaderboard, we're attracting the players outside of the ecosystem. And just imagine the wave and the scale of it. Coinbase itself, if I mention correct, have around 30 million unique users, and basic system is like around 20 million transaction per day or per month. If I don't remember, maybe per day. So out of 30 million users, how many users using Base Mini App now? Not that much. So it's a lot of potential to grow. And our job now as a first wave of mini apps that we have on the Base Mini App is to prepare for the big scale, because we're attracting the people outside of the ecosystem. They onboard they adopt the ecosystem, and we benefit from that, because the next push that Base is going to be doing, we're going to be in a leaderboard. So we're going to be affected by this push. They're not doing it yet, but I think this is inevitable. The only question is time, and we just need to be ready. So that's why Spindle, people outside of the Base, that's why we're doing our own attraction channels like TikTok. That's why we're doing context. That's why we're doing the collabs and everything. And the math model that we have in the game in terms of like, the retention, the monetization, how it works, and it's also really really fun part. And also, we don't have any on-chain metrics, but we did a small experiment because we don't have an on-chain because it's not really important if it's not payments, at least for us. But still, we did a small experiment and we hit 10 million on-chain transaction for, I think, like 2 weeks. That was an experiment. We just added we call it on-chain pedal in our Web 2 version, in our web version. And basically, people can tap the button 5 times per day, and they're gonna receive some soft currency. So we hit the numbers: 10 million transactions for 2 weeks only with that. So this means if we're gonna attach some of the meaningful actions in the game to the on-chain, we're gonna be hitting up to 500 transactions per player per day, and it's like meaningful transaction. It's not like garbage trash. But still, it doesn't make any sense. So I think the on-chain transactions and on-chain stats, it's very important only if you need to show the proof and validation for your own community. So they're gonna be knowing how big you are, how many players you have, because for them it's a good reason to flex, and it's gonna be helping for the viral effect. It's great. But in terms of the product, it's not really going to be helping to push you that much. But the monetization model and retention that you have and the profit that you have is going to be doing that. So we selling only consumables. As I mentioned before, we don't have a meta, and we're selling only consumables. And with that, we're self-sustainable. And the next big thing that we're doing on Base, and we're doing it exactly because we have the virtuals and we have the technologies and Base pushing this thing, and the timing is perfect. We're doing Agentic layer. This is the new thing. Is going to be live in April. So basically, everyone going to be able to play Clash of Coins using just the chat. So, and how it's going to work? If you saw gameplay footage, so basically, you don't need to control anything. You just need to say, okay, you guys, you're a commander, you have 4 units. Look like, okay, you guys, fight for your deaths. That's the thing. And then automatically with the agentic mode, you can type the message and everything. You fight against other up to 200 people on the same planet, trying to kill everyone and compete in the tournament. And for that, we're providing the $1 million the prize pool for 2026. It's also great distribution thing. It's also great retention thing, and it's like game in the game. That's why it's a good thing that we have a sandbox. That's why, and we're connecting all meta layers together. So basically, we're doing the second product in the first product, but we still call it the first product. So it's very fun, and this is biggest reason why we on Base, because they have these technologies, they have a great guys who have some great tools, and AI gonna be playing Clash of Coins in April. That's great, and for the narratives, for distribution, this is amazing. So yeah, it's and again with the monetization, I think it's very important for you to know, I think, the difference between the base app and the basic game, and it's massive. It's crazy. It's massive. So if you're familiar with the pay share, is a percentage of your people who actually paying every day for something. So we have very low pay share in the web app. It's like over 32,000 people, unique people every day, and the pay share is lower than 1%, which is not bad, but it should be like 2 and a 5. So this means our monetization is pretty weak. And the majority of our audience is Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam. They play in more than like 5-6 sessions per day, and every session is up to 1 hour. People from US who pay a lot, they play in like 1.2 up to 2 hours per day. So they playing much less. It's just crazy. The difference is crazy. But in the base mini app, they playing a little bit more, like up to 2.5 sessions per day. So like it's 30-50% increase. And the pay share in base mini app, it hit up to 5%. So the difference is like almost 10 times, sometimes almost 10 times, because with the same average check, but the RPPU is a little bit lower on the base mini app, because main game, that version, our RPPU is 60, and base mini app is like 34. But the pay share and the conversion rate is much higher. And also in terms of the sustainability, retention, profitability, profit, and everything that we have in the game, the percentage of repeated payment that we have, it's a little bit anomaly. We're struggling a bit with convert people, because again, the consumables and everything is not very excited thing to buy. Like you buying basically a mat pack, it's not fun. But we have nuke, and sometimes it's fun. But anyway, the conversion rate is like 0.5, sometimes 1.5%. It really depends on the offer and everything. But conversion from 4th to 5th payment, almost 90%. So the all revenue that we have, like 99% of that, is from repeated payments. People paying 4, 5, 6, up to 10, some 20, even 100 times per month. That's a thing, because they love what they're playing. And the conversion and the pay share in the base mini app, again, it's 5 up to 10 times higher. Same items, everything is the same, just audience profile is a little bit different. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you, we have, I think it's like 15%, no, 7, 8, yeah, 8% of total audience playing on base mini app. But they generating over 0.5% of the profit. That's the thing. That's very important. That's why base is a great opportunity for people who have not very big team, like up to 20 people, or up to 10 people, or even if you're a solo developer. The base mini app is exactly the place where you want to be if you don't want to spend money on distribution. If you want to verify that your monetization model is working, because you're gonna have much numbers than anywhere else. You're gonna have the audience who actually paying, and you're gonna be seeing this. It's not gonna be like fluctuation on the graphic. There's gonna be exactly the numbers that you know how to control if you're familiar with monetization and everything, because people willing to pay in a base media because it's different audience profile. That's a great thing, and I think you can release the game in base mini app at first, easy. Just spend like $5,000 on TikTok promo campaign, attract people outside of the base ecosystem, and you like top 5 today. I mean, when the leaderboard gonna be updated again, you gotta be top 5. For starters, it's a good driven. It's a nice mechanism that are gonna attract a lot of players to you, and you will really fast growing up to 2,000 DAU, which is great, and it's already sustainable revenue. So that's my takes.
Awesome. Yeah, Nick, thanks a lot. I have, so again, thanks for everything you said. Like, it's super interesting, every aspect of it. Again, guys, if you have any question, you can drop them in the chat section. I have a few ones for you on my side based on what you said. At the beginning, you say it's all about status. So obviously the achievements and who you are within the game and what you achieve and how good you are. Like the base app is known by the easy integration of Farcaster, which is this social file. Do you feel like it's actually super helpful in that stage of announcing the players and his status within the game, or we are very early stages and you don't see the two channels talking to each other as much as you wish?
Was actually talking in one of the most effective campaign that we have, promo campaign that was made with a Farcaster. That's help us to attract over 1,000 DAU. So basically, half of the early user base was because of the Farcaster. And we're also using Spindle, but Spindle is like, over time grow when the Farcaster is a nice massive boost on the start. And yeah, that's crazy. For the for the money that we spend, the efficiency is amazing. Like and that's one of the greatest part, because we have pretty low acquisition cost even in the base app. So base app is still very low acquisition cost, and we need to use it as much as we can, because right now it's like that, but I think after a couple of months it's going to be changing.
Love it. Obviously, when you're a game developer, the App Store optimization, so your ability to actually rank high in the searches within the app. You talk about that quite a lot, but I would like you to tell me if there is a big difference. There are big differences between ranking in a very traditional app, like on App Store and everything, and be ranked on the base app. Do you actually have to deal with other parameters to be the first or be on the top 5?
You know what I can say? Nobody, as always, nobody know how exactly it's work, but we have some efficient thing that works for everyone, and base pushing those things, and it's like direct link. Most of the time is direct link, because again, it doesn't matter how high you're on the leaderboard, because it's still hard to find the game section on the base mini app. So yeah, and I think for us, what works for us is, again, direct links and the user base that we have, because we still didn't use the channel that we have by ourselves, and we holding it back for a while. We didn't attract the people that we have on the web app to the base mini app. We still didn't do it. And again, it's over 30,000 daily active players that we can attract here, but we're waiting for the great moment to do that. And basically, that's it. New users, retaining users, amount of transaction, unique transaction, and just that's it, and the volume. So that's the numbers that you need to hit, and everything is transparent, so you can clarify it for the tops. That's why one of the best part, it's not to actually have a position in leaderboard. It's great part that you have transparency for your product and everyone can see that. That's a great, we like in this all the time. That's why like on-chain metrics, Dune, and everything is good. But now we have it on the base mini app. We don't need anything. We're like, hey guys, this base mini app, check this one. And yeah, that's it. It's no secrets here, because Steam is it's full of traps and surprises, and like most of the time in Steam, if you're promoting a game, you're not going to be able to use the same thing twice, because like, let's say, the Steam Fest is one in a product lifetime opportunity, and if you're doing the demo, it's also one in a lifetime opportunity. So if you launch the demo, sometimes publisher like, hey guys, we need to create a new product because you already did the demo, and it's not good for us. We need to use this. So yeah, and so on and so on and so on. In iOS and Android, sometimes it's crazy because again, they have some magical algorithm, and you're not going to be able to do that, to figure out how it works. And the rankings, the activity, and everything is just crazy. And the competition is that big because in Steam it's pretty obviously, because you can track the what you're doing. You have the UTMs in the games. Also, if you have UTMs, you have the analytics. It's always best to have the not to, and you can figure out what you're doing and how it affects on the product, on your leaderboard and everything. But still, Base and other mini apps, I think it's as transparent as it can be. Because compared to everything else, you're like, what I need to do? What should be done for this team to actually have like some viral effect? You don't know what you need to do for the TikTok. You don't know YouTube, any platform. You like, let's just figure that out. Base media, 5 numbers. That's a big difference.
I love it. Super cool. Last question I have for you is, I would love you to share your experience on building on Base. Was it could be any one of them, like I think both work, but because we have some relationships with some game dev communities all across the globe who are building on Base, and they are very local as well. Like, we don't see a global, let me know if I'm wrong, but we don't see a global community of developers on Base. What kind of experiences you had with the Base community? Was it a little bit like solo, so you have to figure out yourself, or you feel like there is something happening with everyone else?
It's you're not alone on so many levels. It's like first, the Base ecosystem leads, the Base guys. All the time you have a question. They busy. They have a lot of things to do, but still, all the time you have a question, just ask. They have groups, chats, and everything. They have a builder community in Telegram, Discord, and this community is growing. And I think for us, the best part in terms of like, let's figure out what kind of community we have. Let's figure out what actually Base is. That was Argentina. With the Base batches, we just meet the people, we meet the builders, we meet the ecosystem leads. And we met the people behind the ecosystem, and that was great because every Base lead, they had their own small product that they're trying to bring to life. Some of them like doing the marketing, some of them doing the games, some of them helping students, some of them doing the VC things, some of them doing ecosystem things, some of them completely about AI, some of them completely about technologies. So it's very great that they have a wide variety of the skills that they have as leads in the ecosystem. And at the same time, the builders, the variety is crazy. We have everyone from doing anything, and you just type the message in the chat. And yeah, they active. The product doesn't matter what kind of product, but usually someone who doing it on Base, it's a great guy, and you can have a nice conversation and a good collab. Because yeah, that's and also the best part. right now, because the community is not that massive, and builders know the builders, and you know, the people in the ecosystem, you know, the leads, there is no reason to actually do the double check who you work with, because if they in ecosystem, they already have some validation and credibility, and usually this is more than enough for decision making. That's the best part, because in Solana, it's a lot of people, and you don't know where to start, and you're like, guys, what you doing, and should I trust you, or what? And it's always like you're trying to check. In base, in this scale, no, but I think it's a few thousand people very active on base. So yeah, and I think that was like that all the time, and I think that's one of the reason why we have I think one of the best UX in a all-2 layer with the base. It's very easy, at least as far as I know, and it's very user-friendly because of the feedback that community provide, because of the active community, and because of the collabs inside of the community.
Love it. Well, thanks a lot, Nick. I think we're coming at the end of the workshop. So thanks again for everything you've shared, the insight, the context of why you build on base as well, and what kind of things you have in motion as well, like the things you're going to develop along the way as well, and how you're going to deliver on base as well. So I really appreciate that. For the members of the BGA, we have, obviously, you know how to contact Nick. You can see that in the main Telegram group on BGA. And thanks for everyone who attended the show. Obviously, we're gonna have that because we have that recorded. We're gonna have that on our YouTube channel, so you can see that again and again and again if needed. Thanks, Nick, for your time. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks. I hope that was useful, and you know, so far I'm really glad with the strategy that we're doing, and I think, you know, the best thing that probably should be, you know, as a conclusion here. First, gamify is not dead; it's transforming. I sell a lot of products. Second, we don't need to follow the trend; we just need to do the great games. And third, I think we just need to build something that have a sustainable, low repeated loop, and it's involved a wide variety of emotions from the player. Because, you know, when they hate you because you did the game, you did a great thing.
Yeah, that's true. No, I appreciate that. And again, I think it's also showing that there is a strong interest into the topic as well. So I think they're going to be, we'd love to have you again in the next month, related to the new features coming from base, but also on your side too. So I think it will be interesting to do it again. Thanks again, Nick. Thanks for everyone who attended, and I wish you a very good day, sunny day in Europe, as we were waiting for a long time. And yeah, thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate you be part of this. Thanks, Nick. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.